Our playoff march continues as the Toronto Maple Leafs and King MacArthur storm King Henrik's castle and beat the Rangers 4-3 in overtime.
He was leading the parade before the Leafs even made the playoffs. And even as our playoff hopes diminished, he still believed that we should keep on marching. And we continue to march behind him.
Daddy, my team won! The Leafs are rocking it out in the Music City. Oh man, that was great. I can't believe you Rangers fans thought they were going to win the Stanley Cup. Cheers, lads, to the Leafs. This win has pretty much ensured that the start to this season is the second best start for the Toronto Maple Leafs in team history, in which the first best start came in '93, in which the Leafs won 10 games before suffering their first loss. Now on to the game. In the first period, Chris Versteeg is penalized with 3 minutes into the first period, but the Leafs managed to kill off that penalty, and the Leafs had several scoring chances. Even Dion Phaneuf had an opportunity to score, but the puck was bouncing and he couldn't control it. But unfortunately, later in that period, Mark Stahl shoots it from the blue line and Roosevelt deflects it past Giguère, which means that this game is the first game of the season for the Leafs in which they failed to score first, as it is 1-0 for the Rangers. Later, MacArthur is penalized for slashing, but the Leafs kill that off. Now, Leaf fans were expecting a fight between Colton Orr and Bouchard, but instead they get a fight between Purst and Brown. That one was undecided, and the Leafs later had an opportunity to score with their first line on the rush, but Phil Kessel shoots it between the crease so that Bozak had an opportunity to put it in the back of the net, but he was too far behind the red line to make any difference. But unfortunately, when Phil Kessel got a hold of the puck, Henrik Lundqvist stopped him. And after that, Evinger got penalized, creating the very first opportunity of this game for the Toronto Maple Leafs to go on the power play. But unfortunately, they do not capitalize on it, and the first period ends. And in this period, the Leafs won 75% of their face-offs. Now, the second period starts with the Leafs on another power play in which they failed to capitalize on. And Clark MacArthur, from his knees, becomes the first Leaf in team history to score 1 goal or more in the first 4 Toronto Maple Leaf games of the season. From his knees, he ties the game at 1. And then later on, Colby Armstrong gets penalized. The Leafs kill off that penalty. And later, Leaf fans shout out something that Habs fans have not said for 2 years. Comey scores! Yes, Mike Komisarek gets his first as a Leaf and the first of the season for him, and making it a 2-1 lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Caberlet later turns over the puck, but managed to clear it, and Kessel gets a point-blank opportunity to score on Lundqvist, but unfortunately Lundqvist stops him. But that's okay. Later, on a 2-on-1 rush, Kessel goes past Callahan with his great speed and manages to get the puck back in the back of the net, making it a 3-1 Toronto Maple Leafs lead. And after that, Avery gets an opportunity to score, but Tim Brent deflects his shot over the net and into the boards, or at least out of play. And the Leafs end the second period with some bad giveaways, but they still won the most of the face-offs in that period. Now, third period, Boyle scores to cut the lead to 3-2 for the Leafs. Here's where Leafs fan and Big D is going to have a field day, because that shot was deflected off a Phaneuf stick and goes over top of Giguère. And later, Colton Orr is penalized for roughing, which was a bad call for the referees because he did nothing. I mean, they probably thought that he roughed because Bouchard was laying on the ice and Colton Orr's stick was between his legs. What the heck was that about? I mean, he didn't even do anything and he gets penalized for roughing. And when the Leafs were trying to kill off that penalty, Finatenko hits Armstrong and knocks him down, creates a scrimmage, and the referee is in the middle of it. And that scrimmage creates attention from the rest of the referees, giving Sean Avery an opportunity to be a pest, and he slashes Komisarek on the waist, and then slashes Komisarek with a baseball swing on his right leg, or I think it was his right leg, oh no, it's his left leg, and he gets penalized for it, along with Fedotenko as Komisarek goes down. And unfortunately, the Leafs had a 4-on-3 opportunity. They couldn't capitalize it. And they had a 5-on-3 opportunity. They couldn't capitalize on it either. And when Sean Avery gets out of the box, the entire team focuses on him. And they didn't see that Sean Avery passed the puck to Boyle. And Jaguar didn't even see that either, because he was too far back in his crease trying to stop a wraparound. And he didn't even see that the puck was near the blue line, and Boyle kind of scores, tying the game, and it made Jaguar look like he was a cardboard cutout goaltender, like those cardboard goalies that you see where fans are allowed to take practice shots on. And oh geez, that's not good. For the first time, the Leafs blow a 2-goal lead. Ugh. But thankfully, the Leafs were still able to win it. How this happens is Mike Komisarek cross-checks Avery, and this was a little bit of a revenge, and this was a penalty he was willing to take. The Leafs killed it off, and just as the period ends, Jaguar makes a terrific save on a deflected shot. And believe me, deflected shots are the hardest saves a goaltender can make in the NHL. But Jaguar makes a great toe save, and the Leafs and Rangers are going into overtime. Now, in overtime, Mark Stahl gets an interference penalty, and Phil Kessel actually capitalizes on it this time by shooting a kill past Lundqvist to kill the game for the Leafs, and the Leafs walk away with 2 points and their 4th win in a row. 4 wins in a row! Wow! But on another note, Armstrong, during the game, hit Garabek from behind, and Garabek suffered a separated shoulder, and he's going to be out of the lineup for the Rangers for the next 2 weeks. And Drury, the captain of the Rangers, suffers a broken pinky finger, or I should say the index finger, and he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, which means when the Leafs face the Rangers on Thursday, the Rangers will actually be one of those teams that the Leafs will face who have injuries. So I know a lot of people think that the Leafs were able to beat the Habs and the Penguins because they had injuries, but that's just simply not true, because their speed won them those games, as well as their great defensive skills won them the games too. So whether or not the teams had injuries or not had nothing to do with the Leafs wins that we had so far. Now, before I go, I wanted to say, for those on Leaf Space who are watching this video, I am going to be at the Meet Me at the Molly's event that is hosted by yours truly, Chancellor. So until after Monday's game against the New York Islanders, go Leafs go!